want us to look at Mali. Okay, Mali has also decided to take matters into its own hands. Yes, the government of Mali decided to confiscate gold from gold mines because look, in Mali, these companies, these multinational gold companies, mined gold in Mali, and they took 90%, while Mali took just 10%. Okay, so Mali took 10%, and then they reviewed their law. The finance officer sat down and went through and said, you see, all these mining companies, they don't even follow the mining agreement they signed before starting this work. And secondly, they don't even pay tax, and they are involved in money laundering, right? So Mali decided to call them to the table for negotiation and decided to tell them, hey, we are going to take 35% while you take 65%. Most of the mining companies agreed, but some didn't agree. Okay, Resolute Mining Company, a multinational mining company that belongs to Australia, right? These people did not listen to this review of agreement. Mali wins 160 million in gold mining dispute after detaining British businessman. Okay, so this guy was arrested. The CEO for this Resolute Mining was arrested, and after his arrest, they agreed to pay the 160 million dollars. And this is crazy. You understand? You are mining gold in my country. You don't even pay tax, and you don't follow the mining agreement again. What are the things you are supposed to do? And to worsen it all, you are doing money laundering. Okay, so Resolute, which is headquartered in Perth, said in a stock market announcement on Monday that it had already paid Mali $80 million with the money coming out of its 157 million cash reserves, and would pay another 80 million in the coming months. So out of the 160 million dollars that they were supposed to pay, they had just 157 in their reserves. Can you imagine that? They just mine this and they take everything away. So after that, they paid 80 and they agreed to pay the 80 later. And that was, they could only achieve that after arresting the CEO. And that is what most African countries, just tell me, which African country will do that apart from these countries that are led by military men? They sit there and they take whatever these companies give them and then they put it in their pocket. They don't even use it to for the development of the countries. That is what is most painful. All these African old leaders are very corrupt, very, very corrupt. And that is what they do, to buy houses, buy mansions in abroad. And after Resolute Mining, what we now have is Barrick Gold. Barrick Gold was one of the companies that refused to listen to the review of the mining agreement. And this Barrick Gold CEO that Mali seeks $500 million in outstanding taxes and dividends from Barrick Gold. So Barrick Gold was even owing taxes up to $500 million. Tell me which company will in the US or Canada. This Barrick company is headquartered. It is the second largest gold company in the world, and you are owing $500 million of taxes. Tell me which company will owe such money in Nigeria, America or Canada, and still stay alive. So you see this, and our leaders, if not for a military leader, a democratically elected leader wouldn't have any problem with this, as long as they give him something to put in his pocket. You see, so Mali issues arrest warrant for Barrick Gold CEO Mark Bristow. Yeah, so they issued an arrest warrant for Mark Bristow, who is the CEO of this mining company. Mark Bristow is a South African citizen, right? But he's a white dude, man. He's a white dude, and you got to deal with him. So they issued an arrest warrant on this guy, and he refused to come down. When they introduced these new mining regulations, he refused to even come down to even, and all these charges against him, he refused to come down to the country to negotiate or to talk about it, to clear himself. No, he stubbornly refused to come. When they refused to come to the table to discuss these issues, then Some workers of this company were arrested. So when they refused to come down, the Mali government decided to arrest some of the top board members of this mining company and up to now they are still in custody. And then they refused to respond. This CEO refused to come to Mali to negotiate with the government. And then let's go again. The seizure and closure of the mine follows months of escalating tension with the Malian government late last year, arresting 4 senior Barrick executives who remain in custody. In December, Mali issues an arrest warrant for Barrick chief executive Mark Bristow on charges of alleged money laundering. Okay, so I mean, you have refused to come to the table for negotiation, so we have to start seizing your gold. And that is exactly what Mali did. They decided to start to seize gold. They said up to 4 metric tons, right? They said up to 4 metric tons gold that was seized by the Malian government. Then they say Barrick Gold faces Mali export ban, warns of shutdown. So after they refused to come, then they placed a ban. The government placed a ban on their export. It means whatever gold they are producing, they can't take it out again. Otherwise, they will just produce and take everything, and they will just clear whatever they have in their stock. They will send everything away and close the company down. So the Malian government, in its own wisdom, banned export from this company, and that was how they were able to get this gold from them. So Mali's government has begun enforcing a provisional order to seize gold stock at Barrick Gold's Luluguto site. So this is the gold site that they seized this gold from. The Canadian so the Canadian miner said in a note to Malian staff, warning again that it may have to suspend operations at the complex. Of course, what else do you want to do? You don't want to pay tax, you do money laundering, and you don't follow mining regulations. So what do you want us to do? You can go, you should go to hell. And the move suggests that Mali's military-led authorities are not ready to back down in standoff over a contract based on new mining rules, as they push for a greater share of revenue from Western miners. A provisional order to seize our existing gold stock was issued last week, and the Malian government began its enforcement on January 11. That was just recently, January 11. Barrick said in the staff memo. So this was a memo that was sent by the CEO to the company, and yeah, so that is true. And they started taking the gold, right? Yeah, and then exclusive. Mali started flying gold stocks out of Barrick site on Saturday, sources say. So this is what was reported by a headline. And then Reuters Africa says Mali begins enforcing gold seizure order at Barrick site. Company memo shows. Yeah. And then somebody reacted when they started. So they went to the mining site with a helicopter and they took the gold that was there. Some say it is 4 metric tons. And initially we heard that it was worth around 380 million US dollars, later 249 or 48 or 250 million dollars. I mean, whatever it is fine. Out of 500, if they are able to get 300 million, that is fine, and they can close the company and go away. We don't need them because they take too much advantage of these countries. What kind of impunity is this? You come and do something that quarter of it will not be accepted in your own country, and so they should go.
The day is from Mali. The West African country's military junta has tightened their grip on foreign companies that are mining gold. Their latest target, Canada's Barrick Gold. Malian authorities have seized tons of gold from a mining site operated by Barrick Gold as the junta-ruled nation looks to get a fairer distribution of revenue from its mining sector. This has left the Canadian firm scrambling to protect its operations in the country. We bring you more details in our next report.
In the world's third largest gold producer, Africa, the precious metal is seen as a symbol of wealth, power and majesty. It is also seen as a means of exchange should a country's currency collapse. Many countries in the continent, such as Mali, Ghana and DR Congo among others, have seen companies from the West set up their mining operations to get hold of this difficult-to-extract metal whose prices have increased in recent months. But a growing anti-West sentiment, especially in the West African country of Mali, has made it difficult for foreign mining companies to operate. Ever since the military came to power in Mali, it has been demanding a greater share of revenues from the Western mining companies by negotiating new contracts. This is to bolster its government revenues as prices of the precious metal rally to record highs, and its latest target is a Canadian company called Barrick Gold. Authorities in Mali, Africa's second-largest gold producer, have started enforcing a provisional order to seize gold stock at a mine operated by Barrick Gold. Around 3 metric tons of gold has been flown out by the Malian authorities from the company's Loulo-Gounkoto mining complex in western Mali over the weekend, which reports suggest is valued at $245 million. Loulo-Gounkoto accounts for around 14% of Barrick's 2025 estimated gold output. This prompted the company to suspend mining operations in Mali's Loulo and Gounkoto mines on Monday. In its letter to the Malian government, Barrick said the seizure of the gold meant it was no longer covered by Barrick's insurance. The company added that it was awaiting official confirmation of the proper receipt by Malian Solidarity Bank, a government entity. The seizure of Barrick's gold followed a warning letter to the Canadian company earlier this month from a judge in Mali that said 3 tons of gold would be seized. Mali's economy ministry also claimed that 2 mines operated by Barrick in the country owed a total of $5.5 billion to the government, a much higher figure than previously estimated. To be sure, the company owns 80% of the mining complex in Loulo-Gounkoto, with Mali government owning only 20%. However, this is not the first time that the Canadian company has come under fire from the military-led authorities in Mali. Barrick Gold and Mali have been at odds with each other since 2023 over a contract based on new mining rules. The row has escalated several times, with Mali detaining 4 senior executives in November and issuing an arrest warrant for Barrick Gold CEO Mark Bristow in December for charges of money laundering. Reports suggest that Mali, which has struggled for years with jihadi violence and high levels of poverty and hunger, had previously demanded about $500 million in unpaid taxes from Barrick. But the company denied any wrongdoing and said it had paid Mali $85 million in October. Mali has similarly been pressuring other foreign companies too. In November 2024, Australia's Resolute Mining also came under fire after its CEO and 2 executives were detained in capital Bamako. The mining company had to pay $160 million to the government to help resolve the tax dispute. However, this bulldozing on companies has not been limited to Mali. Mali's neighbors Niger and Burkina Faso have also increased pressure on Western companies. Burkina Faso said in October 2024 that the country had planned to withdraw mining permits from some foreign companies and would seek to produce more of its own gold. In Niger, authorities took control of the French nuclear fuels company Orano-Somer uranium mine in December. So as West Africa tightens its grip on mining operations, Western companies are scrambling to protect their operations in the junta-ruled countries.
Yeah, so thank you very much, and kindly subscribe and leave comments about this issue if you find this video, if you find it interesting, and let's try to polish things up as we move. We are a new channel and we are still growing, so your comments are very important for us. Thank you very much, and share the video to your colleagues to also watch. Adios.